Yes, yes. Good evening and welcome to Primetime News on MITV. I am Victor Daniels. In the news, Vice President Kashim Shettima has declared that Nigeria has exited its phase of economic stability, urging investors to seize at the opening of the Bauchi Investment Summit 2025 on Wednesday. Shettima attributed the nation's economic rebound to President Bola Tinubu's decisive reforms, including the fuel subsidy removal and exchange unification, which he said cleared long-standing obstacles to growth. In highlighting the progress made, the Vice President revealed that Nigerians' debt service to revenue ratio has dropped below 50%, GDP growth reached a 4.23% as of last month, and while external reserves rose to 43 billion US dollars. He added that the non-oil revenues increased by 411% year-on-year, and tax to GDP ratio improved to 13.5%. Shettima memoranda of understanding with clear timelines and measurable outcomes. He stressed things must align with social and for a stronger partnership anchored on what he termed the 5 Ps: politics, people, protection, partnership, and progress as essential foundation for sustainable investment. The Governor Bala Mohammed, however, assured investors implement the summit's recommendations.
Economic instability. And I assure investors present here that there is no better time to choose Nigeria than now. And with its vast arable land and livestock resources, Bauchi State can advance climate-smart agriculture, commercial outgrower schemes, and agro-processing hubs linked to national and export markets. The solid mineral reserves of this rich state can also enable responsible mining and boost tourism and the creative industries, while its renewable energy and gas potential can power industrial clusters through public-private partnerships and off-grid solutions. My appeal to investors and stakeholders is simple. We must understand that Bauchi's advantage is not only its resources. What the state has advertised is its commitment to reforms that reduce bureaucratic friction, including streamlined incentives. We urge prospective partners to engage with both the state and the relevant ministries, departments, and agencies of the federal government to access support.
Then say, if all these 5 Ps are well taken care of, then there's the issue of leadership, which is leadership at all levels. Hard for you. And leadership is not a picnic. There are times that you have to step on toes. But it must be without malice.
Not only Nigeria, but Africa in general. Under the ease of doing business, the Commissioner has said it all, that the state government has laid a solid foundation that will enable governors of the northeastern states of Nigeria. I want to welcome His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by the Vice President, the ambassadors in particular, and all those investors that are here to take this opportunity, to use this opportunity of this summit and to develop Bauchi State, not only Bauchi State, but Nigeria in general.
I don't want to waste so much time on protocol because it is a well about Bauchi. But I just, on behalf of the people and government of Bauchi, would say that we are very grateful to the federal government and, of course, Mr. Vice President, for always making it a duty to come here and be with us. Definitely, we appreciate beyond measure, beyond your estimation, this kind of solemn identification with us. You have shown leadership, and we are grateful to you forever, and we are always with you.
Ambassadors, and of course, industrialists to come together and see how they can develop our. How far have we gone with all this investment summit? What have we really achieved? Have we really sat down to evaluate what we have gotten from this investment summit that took place? I want to challenge the governors of the North. And I'm very happy some few weeks back, there was, I think, a summit in Kaduna, economic summit for the North. That was a very good paper, Hydrogen presented. And I think all governors in the North should have a copy of that. I want to challenge the governors of the North, through the Northern Governors Forum, to sit together and evaluate all these investment summits of the 5, 6, 7, 10 years. What have they achieved? Are there changes physically in the minds and in the posture of our people or not?
The federal government has appealed to the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ATSU, to solve its planned strike, assuring that it's committed to addressing all outstanding demands raised by the union. And addressing a news conference in Abuja on Wednesday, the Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, said that the federal government is already looking into the demands of the union and progress is already being made in the ongoing negotiations between both parties. The minister explained that the Mahmoud Yayale Ahmed federal government's tertiary institutions expanded negotiations committee had been reconstituted and inaugurated to fast-track talks with both academic and non-academic unions in universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education. He added that President Bola Tinubu had given a clear directives that all efforts must be made to avoid another disruption in the nation's tertiary institution, asking for a possible nationwide warning strike as its 14-day ultimatum is set to expire on Sunday.
At this point, we've addressed several of the issues that you brought up. The end is paid. The government president released 50 billion. That's been paid months ago. And Naira in this 2025 budget. And he promised us that they will release it in tranches of 50 billion, in tranches of 3 tranches. We have the 50 billion now waiting. So this president is meeting all the commitments, all the promises to the unions. Your promotion areas, the issues have been raised, including the 25-35 wage award.
The Senate has confirmed that the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) has submitted responses to 19 audit queries concerning an unaccounted 210 trillion naira covering the financial years 2017 to 2023. The chairman of the Senate Committee on Public Accounts, to the committee's questions, the Senate has yet to critically examine the submissions. The queries relate to discrepancies in the audited accounts of the National Oil Company, which the Senate has described as lacking the 3-week deadline to NNPCL's Chief Executive Officer, Engineer Bayo Julari, on July the 29th to provide answers regarding the 210 trillion naira flagged in audit reports. Senator Wadada assured Nigerians that the committee would conduct a thorough and impartial review of NNPCL's responses before taking any public position. Beyond the audit queries, data revealed that additional concerns have surfaced around NNPCL's operation, including its production sharing contracts disclosure that NNPC Retail, a subsidiary of the company, recorded financial losses. He concluded by assuring Nigerians that once the committee reviews the responses, it will make its findings public.
The ultimatum given to NNPC wasn't during the recess. It was before the recess. And while at the recess, they wrote us to say that we should please extend the period because they were putting the data or the information or responding to the various questions together, which of course we did. And they have responded to the 19 questions we asked. But it is yet to be tabled before the committee. And that's why the committee, via me as the chairman, is still not saying anything until it is put before members of the committee. But permit me to say, like I promised, or the committee promised earlier, we shall definitely do justice to that matter. And beyond even the audited financial statement, there are other issues coming up around NNPC. First one is the production sharing contract. What is the production cost to Nigeria? That must have to be defined.
Still in the red chamber, Joseph Ikpia and Emmanuel Nwachukwu, representing the Edo Central and Anambra South Senatorial District respectively. The President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, presided over the ceremony during the plenary on Wednesday with the Clerk of the Senate, Emmanuel Ojo, administering the oath of office in allegiance to the new lawmakers. The swearing-in follows recent by-elections conducted to fill out vacant Senate seats and previously held by Monday Okpebolo, and now the governor of Edo State, and the other by the late Senator Ifeanyi Uba, who passed away in July 2024. Before the ceremony, the Senate temporarily relaxed its rules to allow family members and dignitaries into the chamber to witness the event. Among the high-profile guests were former Delta State Governor James Ibori, a former Edo State Deputy Governor and Director General of the Nigerian Institute of Sports, Philip Shuaib, and other prominent political figures. Senator Akpabio asked, with the addition of Senators Ikpe and Nwachukwu, the Senate now retains its full complement of 109 members.
And always in the interest of the sovereignty, integrity, solidarity, well-being, and prosperity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I will strive to preserve the fundamental objectives of direct principles. Of state policy contained in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Distinguished colleagues, today you have been called to national duty. Today, you are no longer a senator of your political party. You are a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Once you step into this chamber, you drop your party outside and come in here as a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria with the intention of carrying out and contributing to developing Nigeria.
Rejected in narratives that portrays Nigerian security challenges as religiously motivated for state-sponsored. This position comes in response to a bill introduced in the United States Congress on March 11, 2025, which seeks to designate Nigeria as a country of particular concern for allegedly engaging in House-mandated relevant Ministry of Foreign Affairs to compile and transmit empirical evidence that counters the claims made in the U.S. bill. The resolution followed a motion of urgent public importance moved by the Deputy Speaker, Benjamin Kallo, and was unanimously supported by members of the House. The lawmakers urged Nigerians is not facing a religious crisis and stressed the need for a prompt diplomatic action to ensure the bill does not gain traction in the U.S. Congress. 2 weeks ago, the federal government dismissed claims that terrorists in Nigeria are carrying out a systematic genocide against Christians, describing the allegations as false, baseless, despicable, and divisive. And in the meantime, the House of Representatives has launched a nationwide crackdown on illegal mining, pledging to recover the estimated $9 billion lost to the illicit trade in just 2.5 months and to seal off all revenue leakages and undermining Nigerians' mineral wealth. Speaking at the inauguration of the ad hoc committee on legal mining on Wednesday in Abuja, Committee Chairman Sani Abdulrahim described the assignment as a matter of national urgency, vowing that the committee would leave no stone unturned in Abdulrahim decried the devastating effect of illegal mining, which he said has fueled insecurity, degraded the environment, and displaced the vulnerable communities. He added that structured oversight and collaboration with ministries, agencies and private sectors and host communities would help restore accountability and stability to the sector. He also pointed to the Long Il Steel Company as a symbol of Nigerians' untapped potential, expressing optimism that ongoing government reforms would finally revitalize the project. Representing the Commandant General of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Assistant Commander Atta John Onoja, disclosed that the Corps has intensified its clampdown on illegal mining across the country. Onoja, who heads the NSCDC's Mining Marshal Unit, a joint task force established in March 2024 in collaboration with the Ministry of Solid Minerals, revealed that over 50 illegal miners have been arrested, with 270 already facing trial and several convictions secured.
Illegal mining, as we all know, is a scourge that has devastated effect on our nation. From the massive revenue losses to the criminalities that undermine our security and rudely alter our environment. It is estimated that Nigerians lost approximately $9 billion annually to illegal mining activities. This theft of our resources that should be enriching our nation has gone on for too far a long time. It is time to put an end to it. Our mission is very clear. It is to block these revenue leakages and ensure that every naira from our natural resources is properly accounted for.
Sir, I want to say very quickly that over 500 illegal miners have been arrested in the course of this operation. And this particular number that we're talking about, over 270 are currently facing trial as we speak today. Just 3 weeks ago, we secured convictions, and all these are efforts geared towards ensuring that we demarcate illegal mining activity in Nigeria. Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps as an agency, in this honorable committee of our maximum cooperation, maximum support where necessary to ensure that this all-important task is achieved. Permit me to, at this point, state clearly that much as we have benefits as a nation in carrying out this operation of fight against illegal mining, it is not without challenges. The Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, specifically members of the mining marshal operation, thought it wise to carry out this assignment within the understanding of patriotism.
In another development, the Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, has alleged the Abia State Governor Alex Otio's work in propaganda rather than addressing the issues of governance of the state. Kalu, while addressing the members of the Renewed Hope Partners in Umuahia, said the APC will take over the governance of Abia State in 2027 and owing to alleged poor performance of the OT administration, despite increased finances. Abia State Governor, in a response by his special advisor on media, Ferdinand Ikoma, said the Deputy Speaker needs tutorials more than he needs a microphone. Kalu, in a statement by his Chief Press Secretary, Lavinus, said the Abia government was allegedly restoring the propaganda and personality attack rather than respond to issues. The Speaker of House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, has charged a decisive legislative action towards establishing a multi-level policing system in Nigeria to address security challenges. He gave the charge at a public hearing on a Private Intelligence Investigation Council Bill 2024, organized by the House Committee on National Security and Intelligence. Correspondent Linda E.K. Light reports that Mokhtar Shagaya, representing the Speaker, emphasized on security reforms, creation of state and community policing, among others. The chairman, a House of Representatives Committee on National Security and Intelligence, Ahmad Satomi, said the bill aims to implement uniform practices that will enhance service quality, promote continuous training and capacity development, as well as encourage a stronger cooperation between the private and public security institutions.
The rationale for today's public hearing is clear and timely. The bill before this committee operates ethically, responsibly, and within established professional standards. It aims to implement uniform practices that will raise service quality and promote best industry standards. The bill also provides for continuous training and capacity development to enable professionals in this sector to respond effectively to emerging security challenges.
Our country faces complex security challenges, from insurgency to cybercrime. Our security architecture requires innovative approaches, include effective regulation of private security services. In 2024, the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics NBS reported a staggering 51.89 million household crime incidents between May 2023 and April 2021, with kidnapping alone accounting for 2.2 billion ransom payment during the same period.
The Lagos State government has unveiled the phase 1 of the Lagos State Housing Estate, now known as the Sunny Akinsanya Jose Housing Estate Badagry, a 420-unit modern housing project in its effort to provide affordable and sustainable housing for residents of the area. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who attended the event named after the late former head of service, with other dignitaries, and also performed the groundbreaking of the second phase of the housing estate situated on an 18.9 hectare land, commended the people in the operations. He said the event marked the 24th housing estate the state government had completed in the last 6 years, stating that the Lagos State Housing Estate Ajara Badagry project had created over 2,000 direct and indirect jobs in his address. The Commissioner for Housing, Maruf Akinderu Fatai, stated that the project with modern facilities was a testament to the government's commitment to improving lives and providing a decent accommodation for Lagos residents. He emphasized that the project demonstrates the government's resolve to ensure that every resident, regardless of location, had access to affordable housing.
All of the beneficiaries, that some of the things we do is for you to take full ownership. It's for you to ensure that once you become a tenant or a landlord or an owner here, you must, see yourself as a strategic partner at ensuring that the physical infrastructure, everything within the estate is kept clean. Because it's important that you can see the walkways are there, the car parks are there, the water treatment is working. You must ensure that you continue to maintain them and maintain them well. The state government will not renege on its own responsibility to continue to provide critical needs at all times. And as part of our sustainable effort, we're looking also to collaborate with the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources to ensure that power, power is also enhanced here.
We acknowledge your love for the low-income segment of the society, and especially your beloved workers. On their behalf, we seek for the construction of more schemes. The ministry is ready to immediately commence work on Nigeria Phase 2. The expect Phase 2 action in realization of the goal set, set to improve physical infrastructure, housing and security, which are all evident in the brand new estate. The Ajara housing scheme comprises of Phase 1 and 2.
Traders at Owodo near Motor Spare Parts Market have called on the Lagos State House of Assembly. The peaceful protest, which started at testing ground Radio Bus Stop, Bafemi Awolowo Way, Ikeja, Lagos, with the protesters carrying various placards of different inscriptions and termination SR, seeking the summoning of the police officers and the land grabber and Ministry of Justice officials. The Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Lawal Pedro, be summoned for questioning over his public misrepresentation of facts, compensation, and where the offense occurred. They also demanded legislation of a law against land grabbing and police complicity, ensuring a stiffer penalties for individuals and state actors who enabled the perpetration of such crimes. The deceased include Sheyi Akimboye, Ajoye Taiwo, Dare Mufutau, Aderemi Hakim, Abraham Temilola, and Wale Adebayo. The president of CHSR, Alex Amaltahise, explained that despite the pending court actions and petitions, the market witnessed an unprecedented bloodbath when 4 policemen from Nasarawa State, as acclaimed by the Lagos State Police Command, allegedly by the land grabber, stormed the market with guns, firing indiscriminately at traders.
We will not subvert it. We will not subvert it. Please. I want to ask.
We are here with our petition. And also, we want the arrest of Hakim Ariori to face the massacre he orchestrated. And the IGP must also rearrest the police officer. For the Lagos State Command to say they went on illegal duty from Nasarawa to Lagos, it's enough to indict them. Only for the IGP and the police to compromise and say they act on self-defense. If they have a video where there is riot or where they act on self-defense, we need it. And if we do not get justice here, we will escalate this issue to the international community. But we believe we must give our representatives to act for us first. But if we did not, and we want to believe that we will not compromise us, that's why we are here.
Because you have to trust and believe in us that whenever you come to the Lagos State House of Assembly, you truly get justice. And I'm also promising you on behalf of the Right Honourable Speaker that you are going to get justice And you have done something that I like most is that this is government. You don't talk verbally. So you have to bring your petition, which you have brought and we have received. We want you to tell all your people, I'm assuring you, we are going to call you very, very soon. We are going to call you and we are going to do our own investigation and we are going to invite all those mentioned by you. They will be invited. So by the time we invited them, all of you, we are going to have a very good meeting. If it's necessary for us to come to that place, we are going to come for sightseeing.
Our caucus within the African Democratic Congress ADC in Osun State has called on the federal government to follow due process in the implementation of local government autonomy as well as disbursement of funds to the councils. Our correspondent Jamiu Omoni reported that the group raised concerns over the leadership crisis in Osun local government councils and management of statutory allocation. As Omoluabi Progressive, who are loyalists to former Governor Rauf Aregbesola, called on international communities to rise in defense of constitutional rights and the will of the people in the state. He attacked occupation of councils by APC-led officials as act of illegality and also described any disbursement of the council funds to them as affront on democratic principles.
We condemn in the strongest terms this overbearing character of the federal government who has shown by this conduct that it will stop at nothing to manipulate institutions, desecrate the courts, and subvert the will of the people. The Omoluabi Progressive, all of our democratic force, civil society, labor unions, opposition parties, and international community to resist this creeping authoritarianism. The so-called local government autonomy must not be perverted into an APC scheme for political capture and financial looting. The federal government must stop treating Osun people's resources as the APC political warships.
Ekiti State Governor Biodun Oyebanji has approved the immediate extension of the retirement age of teachers in the state from 60 years to 65 years and service year raised from 35 to 40 years. The governor also rewarded outstanding teachers in the state with cash gifts totaling a 46 million naira approved upward review of science teachers and head of department allowances, as well as immediate payment of 2019 leave bonus arrears to further motivate the teachers. The governor made this declaration on Sunday during the 2025 Teachers' Day celebration held in Ado-Ekiti. Governor Oyebanji, who thanked the teachers for their invaluable contributions to the growth and development of the state, his administration's efforts to motivate teachers, recognized their immense contribution, re-election for a second term, and solicited their continued support. In his goodwill message, the National President of Academic Staff Union of Secondary School, Shola Adigun, commended.
My prayer, anything that concerns you about it.
We appreciate the federal government, our profession, and dignifies teachers who nurture the...
And that's it on the local news. And I'll take a short break where we'll come back. We'll take some stories from the foreign scene. Rapid support forces killed 8 people in a maternity ward in the besieged city of El Fasher. The attack also injured 7 people.